Hello, everybody, and welcome to the booking office. I'm Mike, and, well, we're going to kick this episode off with a little booking office confessional. I hate booking rumbles. I hate booking battle royals. I just hate them, period. Dot, end of story. Love watching them, but booking a good battle royal is a talent all unto itself. One that I never acquired in the wrestling business, if I'm perfectly honest. I've booked a handful over the years. Never a 30-person one or 30-man rumble. Oh, I'll take that back. I did that once, but I had a lot of help. I wasn't the head booker. I was an assistant. But easier when you have multiple people helping out. We'll put it that way. When it's all coming from one person's brain, gosh, it's hard. But today, I am booking the Royal Rumble. We're almost done. You're going to see episodes of the booking office come out basically back to back to back to back here on the network because, well, I said we're going to get it done before the end of the year and time's ticking away. So, let's quit wasting time. The challenge, for those of you who are just joining us for what is now, I can officially confirm, Season 1 of the booking office. I'll tell you a little more about Season 2 when we get to our finale. We are looking here at booking the WWF, essentially 1991, although I am going through the first several months, about the first third of 92, basically through WrestleMania 8. With the WCW babyfaces instead of the WWF babyfaces. Back on January 1st, before the last Royal Rumble, I lost all my babyfaces. So this go-round, my Royal Rumble is going to be a little more involved. I actually did sit down and try to book out the entire damn 30-man Rumble, with who entered when and eliminations and how they happened, all that stuff. Screw that. The ones that are important to angles coming up immediately, we'll get to when we get to them. So, here we go. Sunday, January 19th, 1992, from the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York, it is the Royal Rumble. Now, in real life, this Royal Rumble was incredibly significant because for the very first time, the winner of the Royal Rumble got something. The winner of the Royal Rumble moved on as World Heavyweight Champion. The title was vacant, so the winner would capture the title. And in real life, the winner of the Royal Rumble was the dude in pink down here beside me, that little vinyl pop. The Nature Boy Ric Flair captured his first World Wrestling Federation Championship, the first of two on that night in Albany, New York, when he entered number 3 and won the whole thing. So, again, I am abiding by the number of matches that were actually part of the Rumble. I think they had 4 or 5 for the actual Royal Rumble card, and then the Rumble itself. My version, we got 4 matches than the Rumble. So here we go. Opening contest. It's the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson defeating the Beverly Brothers after the double drop kick in about 15 minutes. Basically, I just need a good, solid opener, and the bottom line here is that I'm going to be doing some stuff with the Rock and Rolls coming up. So, we need them rocking and rolling on TV. For the record, we've just come out of Tuesday in Texas, which in this case was barely a month ago, and The Undertaker retained the world title, rather. Sting came in and saved Ron Simmons after the fact. So the build-up on TV here for a lot of these matches, frankly, is incidental. The whole thing revolves around the Rumble. There's minimal build to, frankly, 2 matches. But the Rock and Roll Express and the Beverly Brothers have been looking good on TV, getting them ready for the Rumble. Brad Armstrong is going to pin IRS with a small package in about 12 minutes here at the Rumble. We're starting something with Brad Armstrong. He beat the Mountie with a backslide in 20 minutes at Tuesday in Texas. The story here for Brad Armstrong is he has looked good on TV against enhancement talent for quite a while. usually winning with the side Russian leg sweep, which is his finish. Um, he winds up in a match against what I used to refer to as an opponent of consequence. Basically, he winds up in the ring with one of the stars, and he looks good, but he usually loses. And what it's been up to this point, now here recently, he's beating the stars. He's not beating them with the Russian leg sweep. He's beating them by simply out-wrestling them. It was a backslide at Tuesday in Texas. Here, it's a small package. So, I've got plans for Brad Armstrong because I saw two names on my roster and thought to myself, that could be something special. So, the World Tag Team title match is going to be the champions, Demolition. Just for the record here, Demolition has captured the tag team titles on a house show sometime after Survivor Series. They either captured them on a house show or they captured them on prime time, one or the other, beating the Steiners. So this is the rematch. And they beat the Steiners in 15 minutes to retain the titles. I need Demolition to move on to other stuff. So, Smash pins Rick Steiner to retain. For the Intercontinental title, we have Jushin Thunder Liger defeating the champion, Big Bully Busick, with his manager Bobby the Brain Heenan in about 20 minutes to capture the title, probably with the Shooting Star Press, which he innovated. So, Jushin Liger is now the Intercontinental Champion. He fit the WWE look and feel of the 90s to a T. I mean, he's literally a comic book character. For those who don't know where the Jushin Thunder Liger name and concept came from, Jushin Liger is an anime in Japan. It's a cartoon. And in that show, the hero, Jushin Liger, transforms into this very colorful lion motifed or tiger motifed, hence Liger, character, defeating numerous bad guys. Jushin Thunder Liger, the wrestler, took the name. The appearance is heavily inspired by the Jushin Liger anime, and his entrance theme, for crying out loud, is the theme song from the anime. So, I mean, he's literally a character straight off of a cartoon, straight off a comic book page, thrust into the world of the WWE, and it fits more beautifully than you can imagine. So we're really smashing him over. Big Bully Busick has been looking good on TV, and it really is just a case. There's no issue here. There's no big program here. It's literally Jushin Liger has, at this point, he's probably undefeated. I doubt I've had him lose yet. In fact, I would probably go so far as to say he is undefeated. He's winning impressively in most cases. Busick is going to give him the most trouble he's had to date. And Busick's going to look damn good because he's part of the Heenan family. For those who haven't paid attention, the Heenan family here of Rick Martel, Mr. Perfect, Ric Flair, Big Bully Busick, Haku, more or less a bodyguard, not really being involved in a lot of matches. They're the Horsemen, folks. This is my WWF version in 1991 of the Four Horsemen, or I guess now 92. So there you have it. That's what we're looking at there. But Liger is just going to win it straight up and solid. There's no shenanigans, no nothing. It's just Jushin Liger, boom, he gets the big win. Then we move on to the Rumble itself. Or as Howard Finkel would have said at the time, it is now time for the Royal Rumble match. I've got to get a few stories out of here because realistically, this is setting up WrestleMania. Yes, I have a Saturday night's main event in between, and frankly, we're going to talk about Saturday night's main event in this episode. Why? Because, well, I've only got one match on Saturday night's main event. That's why. So, let's talk about the Rumble. 30-man Royal Rumble. Very early on, first things first, entrant number 1 is Rick Martel. Entrant number 2 is King Tommy Rich. That is a program you're going to see moving past WrestleMania, because while I have the luxury of stopping at WrestleMania, the company would continue. So I have to keep things set in such a way that the company would move forward after WrestleMania. And Rick Martel, Tommy Rich is something that we're going to see after WrestleMania. In my head, probably around SummerSlam, we will have ourselves a model king in Rick Martel. But Tommy Rich here is number 2. Ric Flair is number 3. Why? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ric Flair enters number 3 in the Royal Rumble, which means that 2 members of the Heenan family are in very, very, very early. From what notes I did make of the Rumble. And number 5 is Brad Armstrong. 2 of those guys are going to be in the final 4. Somewhere along the line, Rick Martel will get eliminated, probably by Tommy Rich. So that happens somewhere probably in the early teens of entrance. Number 7 in is going to be Demolition Axe, because I need to get things set up I want to have a Demolition Rock and Roll Express thing setting up. So Demolition Axe is going to enter somewhere around number 7. Ricky Morton comes in somewhere around number 9. Jushin Liger is going to come in at around 10, because I've already got Brad Armstrong in there. I've got Jushin Liger in there. This is something I'm playing with. So we have Jushin Liger coming in number 10. Demolition Smash is going to come in around 14. For the eliminations that have happened are going to happen here somewhere early on. Demolition Axe is going to get eliminated shortly after Robert Gibson enters. Robert Gibson comes in 17-ish. He's going to get eliminated with a double drop kick shortly after Robert Gibson hits the ring. So 1/3 of Demolition, because all 3 of them are in the Rumble, is out via the double drop kick. The other Rock and Rolls will get eliminated somewhere in the early 20s. Ricky and Robert will go out at the same time, thanks to Demolition Crush. Brad Armstrong and Jushin Thunder Liger both get clotheslined over the top by Smash, also somewhere in the early 20s. This could even be happening on opposite sides of the ring at the same time, with the Rock and Rolls getting knocked out by Crush, Liger and Brad Armstrong on the other side by Smash. Liger is gone, but Brad actually holds onto the top rope, skins the cat back up, head scissors Smash, and pulls Smash out and stays in the ring. Brad Armstrong sneaks back in and stays in the Rumble because his feet didn't touch the floor. Mr. Perfect is going to come in the early 20s, as is Sting. The Undertaker comes in number 29. So just to get through some of the other eliminations in here, Luger probably gets tossed by Perfect. The big stories really to me are revolving around my titles. And then I've just got other people touching each other at different points. So Tommy Rich is going to eliminate Rick Martel somewhere in the middle. Martel himself will probably get dumped, maybe by Perfect. Big Bully Busick will not be in the Rumble. Ron Simmons is still on the shelf. Keep that in mind. Let's jump to the finale, because I've kind of given you the setting of the plate with the Rock and Rolls and Demolition. And obviously I have plans for Brad Armstrong. I have plans for Jushin Liger, who's just won the Intercontinental title. And we can see some stuff there. Number 30, by the way, is Todd Champion of the Patriots, who I've done nothing with this entire time. And I'm going to continue to do nothing with here. Todd Champion comes in number 30. As soon as he hits the ring, he eats a big boot from the Undertaker, and out he goes. If I can arrange for him to break the Bushwhacker record, we do that. So basically, we get down to the Final Four. The Final Four are Brad Armstrong, Sting, The Undertaker, who is our world champion, and Ric Flair. Brad Armstrong is going to, once we see the Final Four, Todd Champion goes out. We don't even get the momentary pause that you would get today for the Final Four. Brad Armstrong immediately just starts pounding on The Undertaker, trying to take advantage of the man's got his back turned. Bam, 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 and Taker is no-selling all of it. Let Brad Armstrong hit one rope, boom, hits the next side rope, boom, hits the next side rope, boom, and Taker can stagger a little bit. It can register as much as anything registered on The Undertaker back then, but he's never going to bump, he's never going to nothing, and he's certainly not going to sell it much. When he goes to hit the fourth rope, that's where Ric Flair is. And Flair pulls down the top rope, outspills Brad Armstrong, and Armstrong is out. Armstrong lasted from number 5 to third from last. So Brad Armstrong makes a hell of a showing in the Royal Rumble. Flair is still down. Something has happened. Flair has been in since number 3. He's been in the match for over an hour. He's damn near dead. So Flair is over here and just seemingly done. Okay? And then we get the moment of Sting, Undertaker, and we let that register for a moment. This is Sting 1992. Almost at the height of his powers, so to speak, as the babyface superhero version of Sting. And then you have The Undertaker, just as he is getting ready to become a monster. And all this is being established with The Undertaker. So we let it set, we let it register for a moment, and then boom, 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 they just start trading right hand. Boom, boom, boom. And it's going to slowly build to the crescendo. Undertaker starts to get the better of it because he's the fresher man. Hasn't been in it near as long, has taken none of the punishment Sting has. Eventually gets Sting back to a corner. Goes for the big running clothesline in the corner. Sting moves. Hits the Stinger Splash. Boom, boom, boom. Taker's going to sail back to the ropes. And when he sails back to the ropes, Stinger Splash into the corner. No bump. Sails back along the side to the ropes. A bit of a stagger. Clothesline from Sting. Taker does the backflip out over the top rope. Lands on his feet. No sells the world. But he's eliminated. Sting has just eliminated the world's champion from the Royal Rumble. And no sooner does Taker go out and he's backing up the aisle and Sting is staring at him, and there's that moment of, Sting's fired up, Flair comes right behind him and shit cans him, and out goes Sting. So Ric Flair still wins the 1992 Royal Rumble, but not for the world title in this world. Because this is to set up a number of different things. We're going to come out of this, and less than a month after this, about 3 weeks, I have Saturday night's main event, which will be from the Lubbock Municipal Coliseum in Lubbock, Texas. Saturday night's main event, the big thing leading up to it is going to be that Flair has won the Royal Rumble. He's outlasted everybody. He was the sole survivor in the Ultimate Survivors match at Survivor Series. He went through, ever how many guys, and I beat 8 men in a single night at the Survivor Series. I went through 29 other guys and won the Royal Rumble. The only thing left, why have I not been granted a chance at the World Heavyweight title? So, we wind up, he's demanding the next shot at the title. He's the real world's champion. We're still doing that gimmick with him. And he's demanding a shot at the World Wrestling Federation champion. Instead, Jack Tunney, by virtue of Sting eliminating The Undertaker at the Royal Rumble, is going to see fit to give Sting the next shot at the world's heavyweight champion. However, he is willing to hear a compelling argument for Flair at a later date. So here we go. We're setting the stage. Sting is going to get his shot at the world champion at Saturday night's main event in Lubbock, Texas. It is the only match advertised for the show. And it's going to take On TV, it'll probably take 30 or 40 minutes. If you're in the arena, it's a 25-minute match. So I'm accounting for commercial breaks. This Saturday night's main event in February had very, very, very few matches. It had 4 matches, and almost none of them had time. One match lasted 11 minutes, and the rest of them, I think, were 4 or 5. It was just like one match was 2 minutes, one was a minute and a half, one was, I think, 6 or 7, and then you had the one that was 11 or 12 minutes. So, and that was it. There was very little in-ring content on that episode. And I'm probably going to use a lot of the episode for promos and things of the like, too. Ric Flair is obviously going to be able to raise hell and cut a great promo at the beginning of Saturday night's main event as to how much of a complete crock this is, that Sting is getting the shot when Flair deserves it, and so on. The end result, 25 minutes for this era, a lot of people would think is going to be too long for The Undertaker. The Undertaker has been around for more than a year. The Undertaker, at this point, the mystique is there. But we're now at a point where we can let him take some time. This is probably Undertaker's first pinfall loss. But he's going to lose to Sting. Sting will capture the World Heavyweight title in 25 minutes with a roll-up. Because Undertaker sure as heck is not going to give up to the Scorpion Deathlock. So, Sting, roll-up, 1, 2, 3, wins the world title in 25 minutes. The immediate reaction on TV after that from Ric Flair is going to be, okay, if Sting eliminating Undertaker got him a shot at Undertaker, well, I eliminated Sting, so what does that get me? You can kind of see where this is going, folks. So, Sting, after Saturday night's main event in February, is the new WWF Heavyweight Champion of the World. And now, what is to come at WrestleMania 8? Well, for that, you'll have to tune in next time, folks. So, to recap, the Royal Rumble saw the Rock and Roll Express defeat the Beverly Brothers in our opening contest, 15 minutes with a double drop kick. Brad Armstrong beats IRS, Erwin R. Shyster, with a small package in 12 minutes. The World Tag Team Champions, Demolition, Smash, and Crush, defeat the Steiner Brothers in 15 minutes to retain the World Tag Team titles when Smash pins Rick Steiner. The Intercontinental Championship changes hands as Jushin Thunder Liger is the new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, defeating Big Bully Busick to capture the title in 20 minutes. Bobby Heenan in Big Bully Busick's corner, but not enough to help the Bully retain the IC title. And Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, wins the Royal Rumble match itself. But excellent showings out of Brad Armstrong, Sting, Sting eliminating the world champion, The Undertaker, Brad Armstrong lasting from way early in the Rumble, almost as long as Flair. Saturday night's main event is just a few weeks later from Lubbock, Texas, and by virtue of eliminating the world champion in the Rumble, Sting got his shot at the world title and made the most of it. He defeated The Undertaker in 25 minutes to capture the World Wrestling Federation Championship. So, when next we meet, it is our season finale here on the booking office, and I am going to be rebooking WrestleMania 8 from the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I'm going to be honest, I'm very satisfied with my WrestleMania card. So this is the culmination. This is where a year's worth of rebooking will hopefully all pay off. I thank you very much for joining me this week, folks. If you enjoyed the show, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. That's fine. Give it a thumbs down. Just let us know why. Do that in the comment section below. While you're here, hit that subscribe button. That helps us out a lot. And if you would like to help us out here at the channel and with new microphones, new cameras, new lights, gear, not just for our setup here, but for the other ECS shows as well, you can do that by visiting our Cafe Press page, cafepress.com/ECS Network. Pick yourself up a cool t-shirt, maybe a hat, maybe a drinking glass. We got all kinds of tchotchkes over there and some nice apparel too, so check it out. Until next time, folks, I'm Mike, and I'll see you in the booking office.